Alright guys, so today's video is pretty much one of those since I just reviewed the Skullcandy Indy. I had a lot of people asking me how they compare to the Sabbat E12. Alright, so today I have both of these in front of me and I really just want to talk about some of the differences and which ones I would choose and who I think each one is for. Now, the biggest comparison here is they are both $80. And I think $80 right now, in my opinion, is like the sweet spot for truly wireless earbuds. I just right now don't see spending 2 to 3 times as much when some of these in the $80 price range, under $100 price range, to me are just some of the best out there. So what do we have here? Well, the big difference here is the Sabbat E12 is the small, truly wireless earbud that just kind of sticks in your ear and doesn't have the stem, where the Skullcandy Indy does have the stem that kind of resembles the AirPod. It actually does give you a good seal. So both of these is honestly one of the highest rated I could possibly give for 80 bucks. The other comparisons here are both of these are Bluetooth 5.0, so listening to music, watching videos, there's no lag. It's real instant, and that is huge because there are a lot of truly wireless earbuds that have very bad lag and you just simply can't watch videos. That is not the case with these. Both of these work perfect. As far as waterproof, neither one of these are truly waterproof. The Sabbat E12 is IPX5 rated, where the Skullcandy Indy is IPX4, and really to sum that up is they're both sweat proof and splash proof. So if you're going to be working out, both of these will do the case, but don't submerge either one of these into water. All right, now this is maybe nitpicking and some people might not find this to be a big deal, but it is something that's a big deal to me. The Skullcandy charges with micro USB, which I am not a fan of, where the Sabbat E12 charges with USB-C and also has Qi wireless charging. You can just sit this on a wireless charger and it will charge without even having to plug anything into the case. Now that's not fast charging, but it is convenient if you just have something that already wirelessly charges your phone and maybe you just want to sit it on a nightstand or something like that overnight, it'll charge it and you're good to go in the morning. Now, speaking of charging, battery life to me is another thing that's a huge difference. The Skullcandies, the earbuds by themselves gets 4 hours, where the case will give it an additional 12. So you're looking at a total of 16 hours before you need to charge the case, where the Sabbat E12 gets 6 hours by itself, and then it gets an additional 24-hour charge with the case. So you're getting roughly 30 hours with the Sabbat E12 and you're getting about 16 with the Skullcandy. So it's almost half as much as the Sabbat E12. That to me is a huge difference if you're somebody that's on a trip and you just want to take these things and you don't have to worry about charging them for quite a while. Another big difference, this may matter to some, and to me it plays a big part in it, is the Sabbat E12 has a lot of different ear tips, and each pair of the ear tips really does change the sound quite a bit. I've had some that were really bass heavy, and then some that just made it sound really bright and crystal clear. I mean, I was obviously able to find one that was like the sweet spot of having really good bass and really good treble and everything. I mean, just a perfect sound for me in the Sabbat E12, but it gives you the ability to find a sound that will fit you, where the Skullcandy Indy really just has a small, medium, large. I didn't have any issues with fit, so it's not a big deal, but everybody's ears are different, so you might want to take that into consideration. So right now, the Skullcandy Indy is just available in black, but as we know, Skullcandy will likely have these in a bunch of different colors. I know that somebody said that there is a blue and one other color coming, but right now the Sabbat E12s are available in basically any color you can think of. I know there's purple, gold, chrome, black, red, that's a lot of different options, and I like that. Again, that's just cosmetic. It's not anything that's affecting the sound. That may be important to you. Now, the other thing that I do want to point out, huge difference between the two of these, the Sabbat E12 has the push buttons as far as your controls, where the Skullcandy Indy has just touch controls. So that is a huge difference, because even though the buttons on the Sabbat E12 are sensitive and you don't have to mash them in, you still at times will find that you're doing that, where the Skullcandy Indy is just touch and you don't have to push anything. If you're one of those that have sensitive ears and sometimes you just feel like these things are jamming in your ears, the Skullcandy is going to be the better pick for those. Now, the sound of both of these, because at $80, these two are some of the best in the under $100, honestly under $200 price range in my opinion. And this is where things get a little bit more interesting. The Sabbat E12, with having all the different individual earbuds, is giving you more versatility, because some of the earbuds made it sound really bass heavy and light on treble. Some made it sound really bright and crisp and clear treble, but not as much bass. And I was able to find one that just balanced both of them out perfectly and gave me a really clear sound, but also gave me punchy bass. And the Sabbat E12 I have been using since I've got my hands on them. To where the Skullcandy Indy, they have plenty of thump and plenty of bass, and Skullcandy definitely redeemed themselves after the Skullcandy Push were really not that great, because they added crystal clear highs, which I felt like the Skullcandy Push had, but they also added really punchy bass. Now, I haven't seen many in the AirPod style that have really good bass, and the Skullcandy Indy is one of the first that I've enjoyed in that style. Honestly, both of these are my recommendation for earbuds for bass heads. It's a little bit more punchy in the Sabbat E12s, where I feel like the Skullcandy is really punchy, but has just slightly brighter treble. I'm going to tell you either one for $80 if you go out and buy them. You're doing much better than people that pay twice as much for a pair that doesn't sound near as good as either one of these. I had no connection issues with either one. I had no lag issues watching videos. Crystal clear sound on both of these, punchy bass on both of these, vocals are really good, sound imaging is great on both. I will give the nod to the Sabbat E12 with the sound imaging. It did a better job of being able to pick up where things are coming from and making them sound a little more distant, where the Skullcandy felt like they were a little more closed in, and that may just be because of the fit of these. And do realize, like, the fit of earbuds, that is important in any of them that you're looking at. If somebody came to me and said, what is your highest recommendation as far as truly wireless earbuds, and I don't want to spend over $100, I'd still would probably lean them in the direction of the Sabbat E12, just because I feel like you can't go wrong. You're going to find a sound signature that you like if you play around with the earbuds. But if you're somebody that's wanting something similar to the AirPod look, and you're wanting the touch gesture controls instead of actually having to push the button, and you want incredible sound, I would go with the Skullcandies. But if it were up to me and I had to pick, I would slightly give the nod still to the Sabbat E12. I would say right now they are still the king of the under $100 earbuds in my opinion, but you can't go wrong with either one of these. But guys, that is my comparison between the brand new Skullcandy Indy and the Sabbat E12. Thank you guys so much for checking out this video. Thank you guys so much for checking out all the other videos. And as always, guys, make sure to stay tuned for more.